What's up guys, Jay here with Solo IGO. Welcome to the channel if you're new. This is episode 3 of Friday Night Duel Night. Tonight's the first time we're going to have multiple duels. So the first duel tonight will be advanced format. That's Swordsoul versus Mikanko and Vanquish Soul. I'm going to go ahead and roll an 8. We're doing high roll. And then the second duel tonight's going to be GOAT format. It's going to be Chaos Turbo versus Relinquish. So, yep. If you guys are new to the channel, as Blaine rolls a 9 and actually opts to go second. This is Friday Night Duel Night where we do GOAT, Edison, Hat, Toss, anything, maybe some Sealed Structure decks, we'll figure it out, but trying new stuff. I give you multiple formats each Friday, add some music to everything, narrate it, so yeah, welcome to the channel. So I have Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, Vishuddha, Hidhara, Nibiru, and Sacred Soul Summit. Pass over to Blaine. We are not looking though, we just we look away so you guys can just see what we have. And then Blaine has Vanquish Soul Caesar Valius, Mikanko Kagura, The Great Mikanko Ceremony, Mikanko Promise, and Vanquish Soul Dust Devil. Scoop it up, and then he'll turn it over to me to go first. Swordsoul is a pretty good deck going second. It's not usually the best going first, but we can definitely work with it. So I'm going to go ahead and use the effect of Vishuddha to special summon itself out, and then normal summon Hidhara. That opens up me to go into level 8 synchro plays. It's basically what you have to do if you open up this line with no Sword Souls. Synchro for level 8. Go ahead and go to Chichao's effect. You can only use one effect of Chichao per turn. Has 2 effects. So I'll use the effect to search a Sword Soul card from deck to hand. Go ahead and add Blackout. I was considering long one to get a level 10, but I figured Blackout's a little more pressure, especially since I don't have much experience playing his deck. I just want to be able to have it negate on his turn with Chichao and then have some kind of interruption. Blaine's going to go ahead and draw for turn. He's going to go ahead and set 1. He's going to go ahead and set another card. And admittedly, he said he didn't draw the best opening hand to play with, so he's going to go end phase. End phase, I don't even want to know what his back rows are, so I'll activate Swordsoul Blackout. Just pop the whole field. I did hard draw Swordsoul Sacred Summit, so I wasn't too concerned about not being able to get Chichao back or giving up too much there. So Sacred Summit, I'll bring back Swordsoul Grandmaster Chichao. Go ahead and immediately enter the battle phase. Hit him for 2800 damage, bringing him down to 52. Go ahead and set a card, pass it over. I believe that was called by the Grave I set. Just in case, because you can't activate that from your hand on your opponent's turn. He'll just pass it over, he didn't draw anything. And this is actually where I hard misplayed. I believe the math's on this one, but I have Ash Blossom and Joy Spring in hand. So instead that brings Blaine down another 2800 life points. Blaine goes ahead and draws for turn. Activates his Mikanko spell. Bringing out the blue one. Mikanko's, if you guys aren't familiar, is basically a ritual equip spell archetype. It's also used as an engine. Over Blaine's using it as the pure form, so a lot more of the cards you guys might not typically see. And he's adding the Vanquish Soul cards because he feels like they synergize well. Just a few of them though, more as an engine to the company of the Mikankos. So Blaine's going to go ahead and do his plays. He can banish one, add one back. He's going to go ahead and activate. And the Mikankos gain a lot of protection effects based on how many equip spells they have. So I'll go ahead and Ash Blossom his card so he can't get his search. Offer cut. And then Blaine's going to go ahead and opt to pass it over to me. Go ahead and draw for turn. Go have to normal summon Ecclesia. Tribute for cost. I was like, Blaine, if you got the Ash Blossom, do it now. He doesn't have it. So he's going to use his effects to try and take my Chichao. But I'm essentially just going to have to chain Chichao's effect to negate it, because I don't want that to happen. Go ahead and banish Swordsoul Blackout for cost. Yeah, thinking on the horror there, better do the Blackout. Gets the extra token when it's banished on resolution of the chains, so definitely a good plus there, and there's no way to get it back from the graveyard, whereas Idhara has a good graveyard effect, so it's definitely the right move right there. So everything will resolve. Get Ecclesia's effect to bring out a monster. Go ahead and bring out Taya. Then on resolution of everything, get my token from Blackout. Go ahead and use Taya's effect. You have to banish a Swordsoul card or a worm from graveyard. Go ahead and banish Swordsoul Sacred Summit. I chose Summit because the spells, so Sacred Summit and Emergence, get a different effect than the traps when they're banished. They're level manipulators, but obviously I didn't choose it to use it here. But also they're just not good in the graveyard, so it doesn't matter. Baxia gets 2 pops because, sorry, 2 spins, gets 2 different attributes, and then that's enough for game. So just make it simple. There was so many more plays you could do, but really wasn't necessary because he had already taken 2 Chichaos directly. So go ahead and get into game number 2. Blaine gets to decide whether he wants to go first or second now. Go ahead and draw our opening 5 cards. Blaine's going to start things off with a Pot of Extravagance. Always got to bluff your opponent out. Ask him to do the cost first because you want them to potentially do only 3 versus 6 if they think that you have something. And that'll give him less of a payout. But Blaine doesn't fall for it here, smartly enough. So he's going to go for all 6. But regardless, you want to see cost first before you say you have nothing or you have something. He's like, and I'm like, nope, I don't got it. So Blaine's going to go ahead and draw 2 cards off Pot of Extravagance. On resolution, I'll go ahead and do Duel and Lockbird. Had no idea if this hurt his deck or not, but apparently he does. He's going to go ahead and set 1. And pass his turn. I'll go ahead and draw for turn. Start out using the effect of Ashina in hand to special summon it because I control no monsters or only non-effect monsters. I'll again normal summon Idhara, but on resolution of summon, he's got his Mikanko trap, which is going to allow him to get to summon 1 out. He's going to summon out red, and then it allows him to equip an equip spell from graveyard or hand. So he's going to choose to equip from hand. And this kind of changed up my plays. I was originally just going to go into level 8, but I had to think hard on this one because now he has stuff on field. He has some interaction with me now. So go ahead and offer cut his deck. And then ultimately I decided instead of going to level 8, I'm going to link away Idhara for Monk. Go ahead and do Vessel for the Dragon Cycle. Allows me to dump any worm, which can be a Swordsoul, Tenyi, whatever. But if I do a Tenyi, I have to add a different one. So I'm going to dump Ashina, add Vishuddha. Ashina is of course the one that you can banish from hand or graveyard if you control face-up non-effect monster to summon a different one from deck. And Vishuddha allows you to banish it from hand or graveyard if you control a non-effect monster to bounce a card. So I'm going to balance his fire. Since it was used summoned by effect, it has to be banished when it leaves the field. So instead I'll go to the banish zone, get rid of his equip spell. Gonna go ahead and banish Ashina from grave to bring 1 out from deck. And of course I would go into Idhara here. So now I have enough for a level 8 synchro play again. It just kind of let me clear his field first by going this route instead, and then getting to the same end result. I am, however, locked into worms now. So I'll use the effect of Idhara Engrave to add back Vishuddha before I do anything else. I need to have reveals for Mogi. Go ahead and synchro for level 8. Then we'll go into Swordsoul Grandmaster Chichao. We'll use the effect of Chichao to search a Swordsoul card from deck to hand. We'll go ahead and add Swordsoul Strategist Longwan. Right now he has at 8,000 life points, but I'm seeing that it's probably game. Probably an OTK right here. just because he has a lot in the banish zone and I have a couple in the banish zone. And then you get the long one, burn, plus monk, plus Chi-Chow. It's pretty easy to get 8,000 at that point. So go ahead and discard a worm or Swordsoul card to get out long one. Brings out a token. Go into a level 10 synchro here. Go into Swordsoul Chengying, Grandmaster Chengying I believe it's called. Then use the effect of long one engrave to burn for 1200 damage. And then I'm counting up the graveyard. He's got 6 off the extra plus the one on top, that's 700. And then I got the 2 in my graveyard, 900. So he's at 3,900 plus 2,800 plus 1,000 is more than enough since he's now at 6,800 from the long one burn. So that was a pretty quick 2-0, couple of OTKs. But Blaine wanted to run it back for game 3 before we move on to GOAT. So run it back one more time. We're going to re-roll. He's going to roll 5. I'm going to roll a 7. We actually decided to go low roll this round. So Blaine's choice. He likes to toss in those low rolls every once in a while. Draw our 5 cards. He's going to opt to go first this time. He's going to set up red, equip it with equip spell. It allows him to search, but I'm going to Ash Blossom that. And then he's going to use the other effect, which allows him to basically tag it out. So it gets a different one from deck and switches it, and then the equip spell re-equips to it. He's going to go for the new wind one out of Cyberstorm Access. And this one, the wind one, has the effect that basically says it cannot be targeted when it's equipped. So a lot of them give different effects, like can't be targeted, and then some of the equip spells say, some of the monsters say you take no battle damage, can't be destroyed by card effects. So basically he's just going to try and go full combo here and get this card to be unaffected by virtually nothing. He's going to go Preparation of Rites. He's going to go ahead and add the big ritual. Can't add a ritual spell from graveyard, unfortunately, but still good Rhoda for the ritual decks. Yeah, so basically he's just going to try and get this thing to be unaffected by nothing. And the only way you can out these things is if you basically have a non-targeting banish. Or non-targeting remove from hand, if that's even a thing. But yeah, if you can't target things, it's pretty hard, especially when it's unaffected by everything. And you also take the battle damage that they would take, so you keep them in attack position. Can't be destroyed battle as well, so kind of like Relinquish from the old days. Take the battle damage instead and then destroy the equip. He's going to go ahead and set one. He activated the field spell. He's going to equip another one. So now I'm dealing with quite a bit right here. Going to go ahead and draw for turn. So basically my only route here, I need a non-targeting banish. Well, hey, Swordsoul actually has that built in. It's kind of also our out to Dragoon. If you guys know where I'm going with this. Level 10 Chinging. When a card is banished on resolution of summon, on resolution of banish, you can banish a card they control in their graveyard. So that's what I'm going to try and go into. He's played my deck quite a bit to know that this is what it does. So I'm going to go ahead and use the effect of it hard, especially summon it out in defense. Going to immediately link it away for a monk. Going to go Vessel again, dump a worm, add a different one, add a different Tenyi. Going to go ahead and add Vishuda instead. And going to go ahead and dump Ashuna. I'm playing around Call by the Grave. I don't know what his face down is. I need the Vishuda bounce because I basically cannot target anything he controls. All his face-up cards, the field spell, the equip spells, and the monster cannot be targeted. So I can only target that face-down back row. So I have to have a Vishuda in hand to be able to bounce it. Because I don't know if it's Called by the Grave. And I want to be able to set myself up later to have it at Hara Engrave banish itself to trigger Changing. So I don't want to risk it right now. But it wasn't a Called by the Grave, it was his trap that allows him to equip another. So now he's got the ultimate wind Mikanko. This deck is so annoying to play against if it pops off like this. If you have no outs to this, no main deck outs, pretty much just scoop it up. You better hope you stop their combos along the way. So I'll go directly into long one. Then I will synchro for level 10. One of the effects of his equip spells actually says that he can return a monster I control and a monster he controls to his hand. He can target them because it is his own cards. So he's going to go ahead, target Changing, target Wind, return them to the hand. Do a little quick little read over, but it's correct. That's fine. Changing's whole reason for being there was to out his monster, so if he wanted to out it himself, that's better. And he ultimately had to do that because what are you going to do, leave Changing on the field? No, you can't do that. So now I have to figure out how to play right here. And he does get to banish the trap because it was sent to the graveyard and add one back to hand, so he's just resolving that. I'm going to go ahead and normal summon Ecclesia because I haven't normal summoned yet. Again, if he has the Ash, pretty good. I'm going to go ahead into Taya. At this point, we were discussing how to go for game. Blaine was thinking I should just Ecclesia attack in the battle phase, use his effect, bring back Taya, but I opted not to, and I figured there was a line to go for game instead, which is what we're going to try and do. I'm going to go ahead and banish Emergence off of Taya. Use the level manipulation effect from Swordsoul Emergence to lower Taya to level 3. So now I'm going to level 7 Synchros instead. Going to go ahead and use the effect of Ahara first, add back Vishuda to hand. So I have nothing in hand, and I will need eventually a reveal for Moyi. So get that Vishuda back in hand. Go into level 7, Yazi. He does still have one card face up on field, which is the field spell, luckily. I need something in order to do this line. So go ahead and use the effect of Taya to dump because it was sent as synchro material. Go ahead and dump the Vishuda to grave. Cut the deck. Right now I'm just doing a lot of brainstorming. Go ahead and use the effect of Yazi. We're going to pop itself and pop his field spell. When Yazi is destroyed by card effect, he gets to summon out a worm from your deck in defense position. So we'll go ahead and summon out Moyi. Moyi reveal Vishuda to get the token out. Go ahead and offer a cut real quick. Bring out the token. Brainstorming what I need to do here. We're going to just go into Chichao. We'll go Chain Link 1, Chichao, Chain Link 2, Moyi to draw first, and then Chichao to search a Swordsoul card from deck. If you guys see it, let me know. But yep, here it is. We're going to use Swordsoul Sacred Summit to bring back Yazi. Now we're calculating game because we've done 1200 damage with Long One already, and then we're going to go out and bring out Ashina to summon one from deck. If we did have a Vishuda, we go into Vishuda, but we don't have any more in deck. So what we're going to have to do now that we're locked into worms is actually link away Adhara to get another monk below the other monk where it points. So we have to be careful with our zoning right here. And then that's actually just enough to get game. The last monk is what we needed. So go ahead and attack for game. So yeah, a couple of good games. Good combo lines. So lines that I haven't seen before for myself, but been playing Swordsoul for a while, so just happy to be able to show what the deck is capable of. I know it's coming back for a lot of people, so it's good to see that Swordsoul's getting some play again in the format. So yeah, that was it for this week's advanced format. If you guys liked it, let me know down below, and then we'll move straight into GOAT format. As I mentioned, I'm playing Chaos Turbo, and Blaine's going to go ahead and play his Relinquish deck. It's kind of a pile deck, to be honest. It's pretty cool. Gave me a run for my money all night long, and you guys will see how it ends up. It's got Warrior package in it. It's got all the Relinquish cards, all the cards that search them. It's got some flip effect engine. It's basically, you know, Blaine's childhood, what he enjoyed playing. So he's going to show his hand. He's going to opt to go first, I believe. He's going to have Red Eyes, the Relinquish Fusion, 4-star Ladybug, DD War Lady, and another 4-star Ladybug. 4-star Ladybug and a Rhoda. 4-star Ladybug's really annoying because when it's flipped up, it pops all level 4 monsters on the field. So he's going to start things off with a Rhoda. He's going to go ahead and search a level 4 lower warrior from his deck. He's going to add the classic Marauding Captain. One of my favorite cards of all time. I've got the original ones from Legacy of Darkness in Ultra Rare. I believe that's where it came out of, right? And then Blaine's going to go ahead and set one card. It's a 4-star Ladybug, little do I know, and for a big surprise. He's going to pass it over. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. I'll reveal my opening hand. I got Thunder Dragon, Raigeki Break, Gravekeeper's Spy, Chaos Sorcerer, Heavy Storm, and Snatch Steal. Pretty good if I do say so myself. Not bad. I'm going to start things off with a Thunder Dragon. Go ahead and discard it. You can add up to 2 from deck to hand, so if you want to get more than 1 light in a graveyard, you should do 1 at a time. But if you want to go +1 and have more discard fodder, then you just add both. Go ahead and T-set pass. Pass over to Blaine. He's going to draw for turn. In his standby phase, because I don't want to get his flip effect. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what's playing at this point in time. I'm going to go to Raigeki Break, get rid of Thunder Dragon, and pop his card. That's when I read it for the first time and figure out what it does. Blaine's going to set another one. Sneaky, sneaky Blaine. I do not like that card at all. And here's why you're going to find out why. I'm going to go ahead and be a little aggressive here. I'm going to flip Gravekeeper's Spy. Allow me to summon out another one from deck. Put it in attack position because I'm going to immediately go on the attack here. Go ahead and offer a little cut. He's going to cut my deck. Then I'm just going to go into battle phase. I'm going to poke, flip, pop my whole field. The card's kind of not good. And actually don't run any level 4s in my main deck other than Dekoichi and Spy, so that got great value. It's not often that happens, so go ahead and set one. And then I'm going to pass it over. He's going to go ahead and Marauding Captain, DD Warrior Lady. A Marauding Captain allows you to special summon a level 4 level warrior from your hand on normal summon. And then while he's face up on the field, your opponent cannot target any other warriors than himself. So if you manage to get 2 of him out, you can't attack at all until you clear one of them by card effect. So I'll go ahead and banish a Light and Dark from grave to bring out Chaos Sorcerer to banish DD Warrior Lady. The turn that I use Chaos Sorcerer's banish effect, I cannot attack, so it's stuck there. Go ahead and pass over to Blaine. He'll draw for turn. Normal summon Senju. Senju allows him to search a ritual monster from deck to hand. Like I said, he's playing the Relinquish stuff, so he's going to add Relinquish. He already had the ritual spell, so he's going to go ahead and discard Red Eyes. Bring out Relinquish. He's going to suck up my Chaos Sorcerer. Only difference between that one and Thousand Eyes is that every monster can attack, and then you take the damage from battles. So it's not a floodgate in those regards, but yep. Blaine attacked with everything. He put me down to 400 life points, so I'm going to go ahead and Heavy Storm his Chaos Sorcerer. I want it back in my grave, and I don't want him to have attack points. Go ahead and banish another 2. Go ahead and bring out a BLS. So that puts his Relinquished on 0 attack, and then as well as I don't take battle damage from it anymore. So, because I removed the Chaos Sorcerer. So he's going to take 3,000 there. He's going to take 1,800 damage there. And it's going to bring him down quite a bit. I'm going to go to set a card and pass it over. Blaine's now top decking with a BLS, pretty intimidating. And he top decked that, and he's going to go into Thousand Eyes Restrict and take my BLS. Pretty good. BLS is done for the game unless I can Call of Haunted it later potentially. Definitely offering him the face down in case he wants to take that instead. Always got to treat it like a chess game, so mind attacks. He's going to try and attack with Senju, but Thousand Eyes has an effect where no other monster can attack or change the battle position, so quickly redeclares with Thousand Eyes. He's going to attack a Magical Merchant. Magical Merchant excavates cards from the top of the deck until you reach a spell or trap. Any monsters revealed are sent to the graveyard, so it allows you to get a lot of chaos material in your graveyard built up. So I go ahead and add Metamorphosis off that. Top deck the Graceful Charity, pretty good. Go ahead and draw 3. I have to discard 2 though, so Graceful Charity in general goes neutral, but with Chaos, it's pretty good because you get some light and darks in the grave. I actually like it better than Pot of Greed, believe it or not. But they're both good, they're both limited for a reason. So I'm going to go ahead and my 3rd Chaos monster of the game. That's why it's called Chaos Turbo. Just really good at getting light and darks in the grave. Go into Chaos Sorcerer again. Of course, have to banish Thousand Eyes. Get my BLS back in graveyard. Gonna go ahead and normal summon Dekoichi. Snatch Steal his Senju. And then we're going to Metamorphosis the Chaos Sorcerer because it can no longer attack this game. Bring out the Dark Blade Fusion and attack for game. Pretty sacky, I just happen to have a good hand. So we'll get straight into game 2. Blaine's decision if he wants to go first or second. And I'm going to draw my first card to start. And Blaine's actually letting me go first, believe it or not. So I have Metamorphosis, Thunder Dragon, Raigeki Break, Nobleman of Crossout, a second Thunder Dragon, and Call of the Haunted. Not the best. You don't want to draw 2 Thunder Dragons, but definitely have to work with it regardless. Going to go ahead and discard 1 Thunder Dragon, add the last one. Pretty much tells you something if you're not adding 2 or just doing 1 at a time. But also, I don't believe letting anybody go first in GOAT format's the right decision. There's a little card called Delinquent Duo out there, so probably not the best decision, but I didn't draw it, so Blaine didn't get punished for it, and actually kind of drew a bad hand, so I'll just set and pass. Blaine's going to go ahead and set 1, set 2. Good Heavy Storm value here. Imagine if I did the Pro set Heavy Storm, that'd be pretty good, right? He's going to go ahead and normal summon Sonic Bird. Haven't seen this guy in forever, but he's basically the counterpart to Senju. Instead of adding the ritual monster, he adds the ritual spell. So he's going to get that from deck to hand. Go ahead and offer cut. He's going to boot me with the Sonic Bird, 1400 damage to the face. I actually have a set Raigeki Break. I was holding it in case I needed to do something else with it. But, you know, I didn't know that this was the best decision. So I take that 1400 damage with, with some pride. It still was the best decision in the moment. But I want to be able to clear his field so I can attack with Songen, so... Songen, set. Songen face up is intimidating. As I mentioned in one of our combo videos, you never want to set this thing. If it gets Nobleman, that's one of the worst days. Songen resolving in the graveyard is so good. Tsukiyomi, Sinister Serpent, Magician of Faith. Songen is basically the best card by proxy of giving you anything you need. Any of those power cards. So Blaine's going to go ahead and discard Kuribo, the alternate art of Brothers Legend, to get out Relinquish. He's going to suck up my Songen. He's going to attack directly. Top decking here. Really didn't draw the best card to start. Set 1, pass. But luckily it's hard to OTK in GOAT format, so... Even though Blaine definitely tried the last game when he got me down to 400 life points. He's going to attack in the Merchant. Again, we're going to mill cards until we reach a spell or trap. Send the rest to graveyard. Tsukiyomi, that hurts. Add Delinquent Duo. Quite a bit of fodder in the graveyard, but Tsukiyomi going to the grave is really bad because it can't be special summoned, so you can't even Call of Haunted it back to recur it. I'm going to try and make a push here, but I'm going to MST first. Going to the Gravity Bind. Call of Haunted. Like I said, can't even bring back Tsukiyomi. That'd be so nice. Going to go ahead and bring out Magician of Faith. This should definitely tell you something. If you're Call of Hunting a Magician Faith, which is normally best face down, just using it for the level 1 aspect. Metamorphosis, going to go ahead and bring out Thousand Eyes Restrict. I believe he's the only level 1 option in Full of Goat anyways, so should be a foregone conclusion who you're bringing out. Suck up as Relinquish, that's going to go ahead and trigger the Songen effect. Allow me to search a monster with 1500 or less attack from deck to hand. No more Tsukiyomi, so Sinister Serpent is the best option at this point in time. Such a good card. Every standby phase comes back to the hand. If it's in the graveyard. Going to Delinquent Duo, he only had 2 cards in hand, so they're both monsters. He saw me add the Duo, so I was wondering why he didn't set anything, but it's because they're both monsters. If they're spells or traps, I imagine he would have put them face down. So I'll go ahead and set a card, pass it over. He's going to go ahead and Nobleman my face down right away. Sinister Serpent, okay, yeah. Well, he doesn't do any good there in the banish. He's stuck there now. Go ahead and set 1, pass it over. He's going to go ahead and set 1, pass it over. Go to Nobleman of cross out his new set. Magician of Faith, so we both have to remove all from decks if it's a flip effect. Even if you don't have any in deck, I believe you still have to look through and shuffle it. But we both have 3 each. Moth is just one of the best cards in this whole format. Getting power cards like Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity. Delinquent Duo, which is really nice. Nobleman of Crossout. A lot of good powerful spells in this format. Go ahead and set another one. My Thousand Eyes is at 0 attack, a whopping 0, so I can't really attack anything right now. Just kind of stalling. He's going to go ahead and set another one. Thinking on Unphased, but I don't like his new set. Like I told him, it was giving me mean looks, so I didn't want to play it with it. So we're going to ride Geki Break in the end phase. Discard Thunder Dragon, pop it. He had a Judgment of Anubis. Draw for turn. We're going to go ahead and Chaos Sorcerer. Going to go ahead and put in defense in case he outs my Thousand Eyes by any means. I know he plays BLS, or at least I assume he does, so you don't want to leave yourself open to battle damage. Go ahead and banish the 2 for cost. He's going to Bottomless on summon, but I get my priority, so I still get my banish. So Songen and Chaos Sorcerer will both be banished. Both learning Goat here, both relatively new, but I've been playing a few weeks with other guys on the channel, so just giving Blaine a refresher on priority. Blaine's going to draw for turn, set, pass it over. Draw, pass it over. He's going to top deck the Graceful Charity. That's Goat for you, right? And he's got 3 cards. He's going to decide which one he wants to pick. He's discard Pot of Greed. Oh my god. Set a card. He must really like that face down card. Go ahead and banish 2 for cost. I'm going to go ahead and bring out another Chaos Sword. Going to banish his Light Monster. Just trying to keep him off Chaos, so I don't want to bring out a BLS to get rid of my Thousand Eyes Restrict. I do not main deck. Let's go ahead and flip Morphing Jar. I do not main deck Kaiku, so just trying to keep him off it. We're both going to discard our hands, draw 5 new cards. So if Blaine has enough for push here, he can definitely get rid of my stuff, but he's going to set 1, normal summon. He's going to summon Senju. Senju's going to bring out Relinquish to his hand. Pass it over. Alright. Pot of Greed's one of the ones I drew off Morphing Jar. So get ultimate value here. Breaker. Going to immediately remove its counter to pop his back row. 7 Tools of the Bandit. Pretty good. Going to go ahead and Chaos Sorcerer banish Senju again. Then we're going to go ahead and flip Ring of Destruction. Pop his Morphing Jar. At this point in time, I was at really low life. Go ahead and Heavy Storm the rest of my field, so that I free up Thousand Eyes Restrict to be able to suck up another monster. Just want to clear his field, see what I'm dealing with. I'm going to get the Sinister Serpent. Because it was a face down, I'm still at 0 attack for him. Go ahead, set a card. Go ahead, pass it over. At least I'm not dealing with the field anymore. Blaine's back to square one. He's going to go ahead and normal summon Marauding Captain, bring out the Marauding Captain for the Marauding Captain lock. Unfortunately, I do have Chaos Sorcerer, so can immediately get him out of the lock. Go ahead and banish that. You want to banish it right away, because if he outs your Chaos Sorcerer by some way, you have no idea if you'll be able to out it for the rest of the game. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. Goat's very much so like that, so take the opportunities when they arise, but don't overextend yourself. He's going to go ahead and bring out Relinquish, suck up my Thousand Eyes. I was considering if I wanted to stop it, but I allowed it to go through. He's going to try and game me through battle damage, because I would take the damage instead. But kind of saw that coming, and he didn't have any other set cards like a 7 Tools of the Bandit, so I'll go ahead and Mirror Force everything. Go ahead and pass it over me. Go ahead and top deck the Graceful. Draw 3, discard 2. Go ahead and start Merchant and Spy. Immediate Chaos Fodder. Go ahead and flip everything to attack position. To Koichi, draw a card when it's flipped. Go ahead and normal summon another Koichi. We're just going for damage here now. Go ahead and bring out the last Chaos Orc, banish 2. And attempt to attack for game. He does Kariba one of the Chaos Sorcerers, but we're doing some calculations, and it was more than enough still. Barely, but it was enough. So I appreciate Blaine coming out and dueling with me on the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys again next week on Friday Night Duel Night.